Who am I? Why am I here? And how do we know? Those are three of the most fundamental questions of life for every single one of us, whether we approach them as a Christian or an atheist. Who am I is a question about the nature of being, our existence. How did I get here? Why am I here is a question about the nature of meaning and purpose. Does my existence have any meaning at all, or is it just purposeless drifting through a miserable life toward a meaningless death? And how do we know is a question about ways of thinking and understanding truth and reality. Once Darwin's book on the origin of species gave the intellectual argument for a strictly material origin, Western civilization, that's us, quickly opted to answer the first question in the most irrational way possible. Who am I? Nobody. Without God as the source of our being, we are nothing. And if we are nothing, then we have no reason for being. Our lives are truly purposeless and don't even rise to the level of a waste, which requires the concept of purpose. So no matter what we do, with the meaningless years that we live, we eventually disappear into the nothingness of death. And if we have no reason for being, then knowledge is irrelevant. What we know or think we know doesn't matter at all. Well, that's a one-way street to despair. To paraphrase Paul's statement in 1 Corinthians 15:32, if there's no resurrection, why care about anything? Contrast that with the statement Moses made in his farewell song to Israel. After talking about their rejection of God for idols, the one and only God challenged them to seek help from those false gods. The problem, of course, is that they're not real. Since they don't exist, they can't do anything. Deuteronomy 32, verses 37 and 38. Moses then addressed the question of being with a bold declaration that God is the only self-existent being. See now that I myself am He. There is no God besides me. Deuteronomy 32, verse 39a. Which option will you choose? No God or eternal I am? Think carefully before you answer, because both have eternal consequences. Some glibly choose the "there's no God" answer without realizing it is a meaningless statement from a meaningless being. Chew on that one for a while. Others just as glibly choose the God who is, without realizing that renders them accountable to an eternal, self-existent being. Important questions with life-altering answers. Well, it may not be life-altering, but there's value in coming back tomorrow for another Morning Minutes in the Bible. Until then, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.